and thank you. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to do a little something different today. We are going to have a story time. Yes, I'm going to tell you about the time when I met the one and only Jaime Lannister from Game of Thrones. Yes, the actor Nikolaj Coster Waldau. He was an incredible guy. But before we get into that, I want you to look at the screen, and it's a little poster that says take what you need. So I want you to read the little tabs at the bottom and take whatever you need today and write it in the comment section below. So how are you feeling? Just a little check-in I wanted to do with you all. So I hope you enjoy that, and I hope that you do comment and tell me a little bit about what you need today. And whatever it is, I hope that I will pray for you, and I pray that you get that. Okay? All right, so let me take you back for my story time. I'm going to take you back to the summer of 2019. Those were calmer, gentler times. Yes, I was actually working that summer at a summer program. Yep, it was lots and lots of fun. But that was right before my 40th birthday. And I just thought that I really wanted to do something special for my 40th birthday. Really didn't have any plans with my loved ones or anything. So I decided to go on a trip. And this was right after the series finale of Game of Thrones. Now, I know, I really didn't want to love the show, but I ended up loving the show. My sister told me about it, and she loved it from the season one. She started the season on HBO, and she would always tell me to watch it, and I was like, I don't know, because I love fantasy movies, but I love the PG and G-rated fantasy movies. I don't really get into the the R-rated fantasy movies. So I ended up loving the show. I thought the storyline was, although very extreme, it was very intricate and very well laid out, and full of twists and turns that really was like unexpected and something I had never seen before. So I started watching on YouTube a lot of commentary just to understand what I was watching, and I learned about the Con of Thrones. That was a convention on all things Game of Thrones, and it was being held that summer in Nashville, Tennessee. Now, I don't live in Nashville, Tennessee, so I had to travel by plane, and I was very nervous about that, but I was turning 40, and I was going to seize the day. So yeah, and there was no turning back when I found out that one of the guest speakers there was going to be Jaime Lannister, or Nikolaj Coster Waldau himself, the actor who plays Jaime Lannister on HBO's Game of Thrones. He became my favorite character, even though he wasn't like my stereotypical guy that I root for, good guy. But he became my favorite character. So when I have found out that he was going to be there, that just solidified it, and I was on the move. I got my plane tickets, and then I got the tickets for the convention. And through getting the tickets for the convention, they recommended a hotel. So I stayed at a lovely hotel, the Sheraton in Nashville, which was beautiful. I recommended it. Everything, all the arrangements went so smoothly. So the plane flight was great, and then I arrived at the hotel. I got some lunch, and I was so excited about the next day meeting Nikolaj Coster Waldau. So I slept in a beautiful room, and I wore my t-shirt that I bought just for this occasion, and I was ready to go. Now, traveling alone is not something that I would recommend, and I don't even know if I would ever do that again, but God was on my side, and I was I guess, motivated to go, and everything went by smoothly. I packed light, and I made sure that I just kept everything near by me, and I traveled during the day. So it was really great experience. Can't remember the venue, but I believe it was held at the Nashville Hall of Fame, a really nice big convention center, and it was all decked out with all things Game of Thrones. There were so many vendors, and people were all dressed up, and it was such a nice and well organized event. I went to a lot of the panels, discussions, and learned so much about the Game of Thrones. It was really, really fun. I also, on the floor, saw some jousting and lots of memorabilia for collectors. But I had already spent enough money, so I didn't get any memorabilia there. But it was a lovely, lovely experience. But what I did get is I got a chance to meet Nikolaj Coster Waldau, which was the cream of the crop. I went to his panel um, session and heard him speak, and it was just great. He's just so handsome and and so articulate, and really, really, I think, loved the character and played the character so well. So it was nice hearing his take and his impressions, interpretations of the season finale, which was very controversial. So that was really, really nice. After his panel, I got in line for my opportunity to get a picture with him. So that was really, really fun. I had butterflies in my stomach, and I met some really nice people in the line who were just as excited as I was to meet him. And here it is. Here is our picture. Oh, I remember this a moment fondly, and it brings back great memories of, a nicer or a more, close time where we could actually like hug people and meet our, celebrity that we admire. And I remember him asking me my name, and he looked me in my eyes, and he seemed so sincere. He smelled really, really good. And he was just so caring. He brought his whole family there. So his whole family, I saw his wife and his beautiful two daughters, his beautiful wife, and walked them around the venue. But and I like that everyone was very, very respectful of him and his family time. Nobody tried to talk to him or interrupt him. And that was really nice to see. But back to my moment with him. He was really sweet, and he hugged me, and I was just so nervous, and I wanted to show my shirt that I was kind of like leaning away from him. But I really enjoyed that so much, and I was like, oh no, I didn't get to tell him that I really, really love his work, his humanitarian work. So I said, well, I need another opportunity. So what I did was I got in the line for an autograph. And so during that time, I purchased a picture of him for him to sign. But the picture was dark, so I decided to see if he would sign the back, so it would be on a lighter page, so that I could see the autograph better. In hindsight, I don't know if that was the best idea to have him sign the back of a picture, but I love the I love the autograph. I was able to at that time tell him that I loved his humanitarian work and to thank him for that. And he said, "Oh, he said something nice to me," and he shook my hand, and then he put a heart on the autograph, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh!" I was so happy about that. And I looked at other people's autographs, and I didn't see any other person in that line that had a heart with their autograph. So I felt really special at that moment. Well, after that, I made a few more friends, and we looked at each other's pictures and memorabilia, and I still didn't see any more hearts. Although I did see one gentleman who had this sword, and he let me touch his sword, and it was signed. He got it signed by Nikolaj Coster Waldau. So I thought that was one of the nicest pieces that I saw there, and he was excited about it, and he was so nice to look at my picture and be happy for me as well. But after that, I went to one more discussion, and then it was off back to the airport and to go home. And it was just a wonderful, wonderful experience, one that I will treasure forever. And just remembering a time that I really wish we could go back to, where we can be more in person and in touch with each other. So it was just a great experience, and I loved my 40th birthday celebrations. That, along with the outpouring of love and cards and gifts that I received around that time from my family and friends as well. Thank you so much for listening to my little story time. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know also in the comment section below if you liked Game of Thrones, if you had a favorite character, or if you've met any of the characters from Game of Thrones, or if you went to any of the Con of Thrones events. Okay, last but not least, I would love to share with you some great news. So I have been watching what I'm eating and been enjoying my oats like in the last video. And I have some great news. Well, on my first video, I revealed that my weight was 330, and I weighed myself 2 days ago, and my weight was 317.6. Yes, I'm really, really happy with my results, and it just goes to show that small changes can bring about great results. Later on in the month, I would love to do a full measurement and recap of my measurements and see any changes in my different areas like my waist or my arms. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for joining me, and have a blessed day. And remember, love, look up.